Greetings, gals, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Mod. I am Lieutenant Commander Tarek, and the heavy cruiser Justice with our escort, the light cruiser Custody, as we continue our campaign of what may end up being the neutral zone. Someone actually made a really interesting comment. You've beaten every faction already, so why not try and grab the neutral zone to enforce a border between all targets? And you know what? That actually seems really interesting. I'm not sure if that's the direction we'll actually go in, but it was an idea that I thought was fairly creative. So, yeah, with that in mind, let us set out into space to see if we can't get our little fleet into a little bit of action. We'll start out today with an MET-10 patrol mission, an excellent way to begin any day, just like a balanced breakfast. So we're going to do red alert, and oh my god, I may have made a mistake. So, yeah, the Custody is supposed to be a light cruiser, and I don't recall it being that large. Right. I'm going to have to go and recheck a couple of things, because when I originally did this, that was fine. Huh. Yeah, definitely got some modifications to do. As you can see, the Janissary was the ship that I wanted to use for this sort of light cruiser role. I thought that it was going to be perfect, but apparently not. So I'm going to have to go in. I have several other ship classes that I didn't end up using, so I might have an option. But it's kind of hilarious to me that he is so much larger. All right, give me a target. We've got a heavy cruiser and a dreadnought, because of course we do. I think the game may have actually tried to figure out whether or not, oh, he's super powerful. Look at all that gigantic size. And we do not have that. That's going to be a little bit of a difficulty to actually handle. So we're going to get ourselves up to our cruise charge speed. We've switched over to enveloping plasma torpedoes so we can have the most amount of accuracy, reinforce the forward shield to the maximum level, and really fighting Romulans with, you know, a partner is not exactly the most brilliant thing that can ever happen. It's really funny that he's able to maintain formation with me, because he's actually much more nimble than what he's actually doing because of the way that his maneuverability actually works. Oh, that's going to be hilarious. Alright, so we're just going to sit here and make a sideways maneuver for a little bit while we plan our engagement. After all, we need to wait for our plasma torpedoes to be ready before we can actually start threatening him. Now, the AI is, well, dumb as rocks, so we're going to have to hopefully take him under our wing. We are the ones who get to decide when the engagement begins and when it does not. I'm going to sell that ship. I'm just going to sell it because it's too big. It is much too big. Alright, so we're just going to cruise on around. Looks like my medium cruiser has gone in around the target, although it sounds like a high energy turn got made on that one. Fire all of the pseudo-torpedoes. Let's see if I can't get him to bait into a wild weasel before he fires back. Although he's in a great position to do so, and I think he's got better plasma torpedoes than me. There goes 2 Gs, and is that going to be a crash stop? That is a crash stop right on there. So we're going to take a moment to zig and zag before we move back on in. Now, yes, we do have a bit of a problem with the WVL. The Vulture is actually equipped with some pretty significant weapons, actually. Make sure that we prepare that. That reduced the damage rather considerably, as we still don't have the maneuverability, because he's going to fire that plasma torpedo. That's going to suck. Yeah, he's got some really serious plasma R-type plasma torpedoes, which, you know, when it's the early era and you've got twin 50s, that's rather terrifying. He may not have them charged, though. Let's find out. Probe. Oh, no, he's got them. He absolutely has them, and he's just waiting for the moment to fire them, which is going to be, like, right now, because I've got to get this shot in. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Okay, see if we can't take it on the chin. Right, he cut right through that shield, but we have cut through right through his buddy shield, and yeah, that hurt a lot. So our forward and our forward starboard shield is currently down, but we can start moving over for repairs. Now, unfortunately, my buddy did not have a chance to actually fire or do anything, but if you put that mine right there, you know, I'm going to free him up to just make normal engagements. Go back to targeting on your own reconnaissance. He'll pop that mine, which is quite helpful. Yeah, we're definitely selling that ship. I did not realize I had made a mistake. We do have a wild weasel ready to go. I'm going to immediately start prepping another one. Our plasma torpedoes are again charging in not proximity mode, but enveloping plasma torpedo mode, mainly so that I can get the big advantage of once I take out all of their shields, I can actually start dealing damage. So we're going to try and get in nice and close so that I can just fire all of my weapons at point blank range. That way his shields don't actually get an opportunity to recharge, and I can continue to deal damage to him while he tries to skulk. Oh, he's coming out of cloak. Why would he do something so daft as that? Oh, right, because he's actually got several heavy weapons just about ready to go. So we managed to give him quite a nasty little tail whip on that one, but maneuvering away, wait for that to die off, and once it does, we will then be able to fire our half phase of threes. right on into him for hopefully massive damage. It's not as massive as we'd like, but hey, it's starting to turn out to something. G-type plasma torpedo, almost ready to go. If we high energy turn that, he'll be able to take a rather considerable amount of damage. So it continues to come in nice and tight. Another phaser barrage also could, do a rather remarkable amount of damage as we continue to just sort of needle on into him, target the most important location, plasma torpedo away. He won't have a defense for this one. So this ought to hit him on all sides, which may actually take out his G-type plasma torpedo that's actually ready to go. So didn't quite do what I was hoping. I still took 21 damage. So another Wild Weasel is ready to go. I'm not going to build anymore, and I was not expecting you to actually get the angle on that. So that worked out very well for you, and that's a very, very big plasma torpedo that I don't want to have to deal with. So I'll stop. Oh, the timing's so perfect and beautiful. So that actually protects me entirely from all of that. And I'm going to break the lock, and I'm going to immediately start to fire because I just got to get some damage down onto this target. We're not going to fire plasma torpedoes from this range. It would be mostly suicidal to attempt to try because I don't have really much any defense at the moment. His speed is crashing hard, as one might expect on somebody who's just taken a rather significant emotional event. Getting quite a few phaser shots on in, even with the light phasers. Really tempted to try and go for the capture, but I'm not going to bother. He is basically done for. And taken down. Alright, you are my new target, and you are charging up quite a few heavy weapons that I don't want to deal with. So prep another Wild Weasel. I do have a pair of plasma torpedoes ready to go. Unfortunately, so will he. So, his R's are nowhere near ready to charge. So we're going to have to do this the hard way. Maximize speed of time. And point blank range. I'm just going to start digging as much as we can. Try not to be in front of him when his plasma torpedo prepares, which is ready to go now. Well, it's about to anyway. So that angle is fairly fascinating, actually. Are you going to go in front or behind? Wow, he cut that really close, actually. Much closer than I would feel comfortable with. Pseudos? I don't have any. Fire them one at a time. We'll stage step, because he doesn't seem to like doing this. Oh, he did. Interesting. Okay, full power, because we're going to need this to work out. Oh god, this is not going to work out. Fire everything. And Wild Weasel guard. Okay, that's the hits. I'm going to regret having dropped that Wild Weasel, but I had to try. Oh, quite a few hits. We finally got through the penetration. I may want to shoot. I'm so tempted to shoot. I just got to wait for it. I'm just kind of skulk underneath it for now. Until he fires that plasma torpedo, because I'm right on top of him, and this would hurt a considerable amount. There we go. That's the shot that I wanted. So managed to get a hit on through, managed to damage most of his defense at this point. Looks like you took that one on the nose, which is a tad unfortunate, probably because you didn't have enough shuttles on board in order to actually fully handle that. Which is kind of my fault, because I was the one who equipped you, but that's okay. You're not going to be with us for that long. You're basically just here to show off the Cardassian fleet, which, to be fair, is absolutely lovely, but, yeah, needs to be modified a little bit. Oh, the fact that it's just so gigantic is so amusing to me. Alright, continue to come around, and I think what I want to do is I'll go for the pseudo launch again. Try the starboard side pseudo plasma torpedo. Because if you actually believed the last one, then you might actually believe this one as well. I do have another Wild Weasel ready to go. Is that will not actually get a crash stop out of you. So I may be able to just start launching plasma torpedoes. I do want to get away from that front angle, because that's incredibly dangerous for me to actually have to work with. And we're slowly getting closer and closer, which is not good. Get some phaser fire on in there. Strip away most of your shields. Now stay in my front arc. Stay in my front arc. I don't care if I'm going to take some damage from it. Took it. It was fine, because then I was able to get the plasma torpedo. He had one ready to go. Oh, you jerk. All right, get ready for a high energy turn. I'm about to have 2 more ready to go. So prepare for a rapid turn. Plasma torpedoes should be set. Set, and starboard side plasma torpedo is set to go. Here we come around. And twin plasma launch. So let's see how he handles this one. Alrighty, that was beautiful. And tore him asunder. Absolutely gorgeous. The ship is so very wonderful. It's okay. It could use some modifications. Namely, I'd like to have another plasma torpedo, and preferably also 2 S's and 2 F's. That would work out a little bit better for me if you happen to have anything sort of in the market for that. But we did take one of the more modified and advanced versions of the ship. We're gonna head back on home, so I can get rid of this Janissary. Supply high. Thank you, but it's much too big. We don't have nearly enough space in our flat, and we must say no. We'll restock on a couple of spare parts that we ended up spending, and we're doing pretty good on that. 1200 prestige is our current setup. Hi, what else is currently in the shipyard, though? Our current price was like 2,000 or 2,100 or something like that. Oh, there's a dreadnought. It was 2006. So there's now the CAPs, which are out, which are the Star Cruisers, a Keldon class, has a G-type plasma torpedo, or 2 D-types and a PPD. Not quite certain which one actually comes out more. You fire in 16 damage-ish. Yeah, that would be really, that'd actually be kind of a step down. But then again, you're supposed to operate sort of in cooperating fleets. I was trying to come up with a word like cooperating fields of fire, but no, cooperating fleets try and build in several ships in order to cover each other's arcs. So they do a fairly decent job of it. But all right, we have a heavy cruiser, another heavy cruiser. I forget. So we've got 2 heavy cruisers and a couple of frigates. So we're just going to get on the way as fast as we possibly can, overload all systems so we can get in as soon as possible, get our speed up to our cruiser. And we're currently being escorted today by the Justicar. As you can see, this one is properly sized. Justicar, unfortunately, equipped with only phasers, which is somewhat unfortunate, and a D6 and an FD7. I think D7 is actually a little bit more dangerous. I kind of wish I could prepare a suicide shuttle, but they would pick it off with their point defense systems, which are still active despite, you know, them being totally helpless before us. So there's that. At least I think they are. The AMSs are. Maybe not. Let's go find out. We may as well try. We shall prepare a suicide shuttle, which places a mine with a lot of damage on board. So hopefully we can get a lot done. And we'll increase the speed of time as we rush on forward as quickly as possible. We are eventually going to need to overload, you know, all of our shields as well, just in order a little bit of extra defense, never hurt anybody. And 0.5 points of power on the forward shield as we're up to cruising speed. Our plasma torpedoes are just about to be ready, so we can pick up the pace just a little bit more. Now you are a drone cruiser, which you might actually be equipped with, you know, really nasty drones. Another one of those. So this D6B does have an AMS, so I can't get through on that. Do you have an AMS? Do I know? Set a probe, find out. You also have an AMS, so it's kind of 6 in one, half dozen in the other. You are, however, much more heavily armed and armored, so I'm just going to soar right on in here and nail you with everything I've got. We'll come back for the D6 in a little bit. The Obliterator. Yeah, pretty cool name. Gotta give him a hand for that. Get within a range of 5, just for the maximum value of those, and then prepare for the immediate phaser follow-up so that we can deal all of the damage possible. I don't know how it was showing, you know, shield icons, but I suppose that'll work. And we will dump the shuttle in attack mode, because he's utilized all of his defenses at this point. So the shuttle, we've already knocked out the AMS, so the shuttle should have an easy time just soaring right on in there, and it's nice at a low speed of 6. And it got it, lovely. So a perfect little sort of finishing off technique. So that seems to work out quite nicely. Alright, so we still have a couple of gunboats, G2s and a G2C. I'm not sure what the difference between the G2 and the G2C is.
Suicide shuttle ready.
Alright, so we got another suicide shuttle ready. Can't use it just yet. We have to eliminate the AMS. Otherwise, it'll shoot the suicide shuttle down, and that would be obviously less than ideal. It is stunned at the moment. We've knocked out his point defense system. I'm going to park here, and we'll just sort of spend a couple of rounds phaserizing him in the bottom. That way we can ensure that he doesn't get away. Other options, of course, do include firing the suicide shuttle once again, which we're now going to do so in the speed of time. So we've knocked out his AMS, so now we can launch the suicide shuttle without feeling at all bad about it. And we'll start to turn over towards our gunboat. So it looks like one of the G2s has already been destroyed. We'll start moving for the G2C for all his extra capabilities. And our plasma torpedoes are ready to go again. That did not kill you. I'm impressed. That did kill you. Give me the G2C on forward sensors and fire the plasma. Now, why did I shoot at him and not him? Well, because he's not actually all that dangerous. We just need a couple of phasers to get on in him, and it should be a nice and easy finishing off. Although he did manage to cut through a shield, although, yeah, that was just a beamed over mine. Because the AI tends to be quite aggressive when it comes to beam over mines. As you can see, the Hunter stands basically no chance. And we're just going to continue to cycle through and beat him to death with phasers. Didn't even need the plasma torpedoes for a little gunboat like that. We are more than powerful enough for anything that he can throw our way. So nice and easy, slap bang, all targets destroyed for 300 prestige, of course, because ambush missions, which we don't really do all that often anymore, we try and avoid them. Nice and easy ways to pick up some cash. Convoy raid or another spider first, we'll do the convoy raid. I'm not a huge fan of convoy raids, especially not in plasma ships, but hey, it's a little bit more dynamic, a little bit crazy, and through an asteroid thicket, no less, overload all systems, and let's get ready to rumble. Gotta remember, we do have a maximum speed to maintain, and it is right there. Alright, so we are overloading the plasma torpedoes with the additional capability that they provide. We have enough in order to, you know, hurt people on lower levels. Oh, do we have a friend? We do. It is the custody once again with us. So we have been escorted on this one, and the enemy heavy cruiser has begun launching fighters. Oh boy. Custody, what do you got again? Just... Actually, that's not bad. That's really not bad. What are you? You are a CLW, so a light cruiser with a special weapons refit, which is pretty cool. I do have more power. I shall now invest in said power into the engines so that we can rush in on top of these raiders. Best of luck. Try not to die and do your best. We're all cheering for you, that sort of thing. I think he can take it on if he's a little bit lucky, although he's being chased by a lot of fighters, and at the end of the day, the AI does not handle fighters all that well, but if he can actually kill them, then he should have a somewhat easier time. I mean, he's not dead yet, and he's fired a plasma torpedo. His opponent is mostly drones. Yeah, that'll be interesting, because they're not terrible at drone defense in close, and it does look like he's streaming plasma already, so doing a fairly decent job of sort of getting the map under control already. So we can just basically come in and take on the freighters, because I think he's got this mostly handled. Sort of zigzagging around, trying to make sure that they try and get good position on each other. Lost his aft shield, which is pretty impressive, although, yeah, the damage is already being dealt. Start to slow down. Prepare the tractor beam for maximum engagement. There, a little bit of light fire coming on my eye. Oh, you actually have a G-type plasma torpedo. That's rather terrifying. If you had actually managed to get that on target, that would have hurt a lot. I'm hoping it's a forward-firing plasma torpedo only. However, we have seen several ships of the Romulan Navy have aft-firing plasma torpedoes when they're mounted on merchantmen. So we're going to have to risk this a little bit to find out. Cruise in nice and close, fire the plasma torpedo, and immediately start to slow down. We don't want to get in front of them, so let's see if this will kill him. Did not, but that did. Lovely. On to you. Prepare the tractor beam once again. So yeah, our plasma torpedoes are rather anemic, which we kind of knew, but it's kind of embarrassing when you can't even kill a freighter. Are you in cloak? That is a level of evil that I'm not even sure is allowed. Alright, we're going to have to do a little bit of creative killing on him. So just get within range once again, and plasma torpedoes will come out of the port side. I got to fix that. I'm not quite sure how, but I'll work on it. He's still not dead. 2 of our plasma torpedoes cannot kill a single large freighter. You're dead. On to the next target, which does have missiles. Quite a few missiles, too. Have you decloaked? You did decloak, and you have twin photon torpedoes. Right, I'm going after you, buddy. You have a cloaking device. I'm not about to let that happen again. He actually looks quite good when he's sort of swooping on in to be aggressive. Tractor beam is prepared and ready to rock and roll. Couple of missiles incoming. Nothing too terrible so far. We do have a couple of missiles, or phasers designed explicitly for that. You're going to hit your buddy doing that. So I'm not quite sure why they decided to do that. The free traitor managed to get hit by his own stuff, and we'll just phasers on through. Kind of hurt him a little bit. Did we take out the tractor beam? We did not. The tractor beam is obviously the primary target. So Marines, tractor beam, if you don't mind. Start to slow down. And it looks like he's taking care of it. Lovely. We have a plasma torpedo basically ready to go, so we're just going to wait a moment. Forward tilt is back. And I do need that tractor beam online, please. So more incoming missiles. Managed to pick them off. And we also have maximum tractor beam, so that'll handle it without much trouble at all. Couple more shots on through. I'm gonna halt the marine assaults. And he's dead. Good, lovely. On to the last target. Only one remains, and he shall not escape our justice. Although it's kind of ironic that's the name of the ship, isn't it? Yes, it is. I started to say it, I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. And then I was like, wait a second, that's the name of the bloody ship. Stop in the name of the law. That's what I thought. See, they're all law-abiding here. Yep, you're dead. Get a little bit closer and fire all the plasma. There we go. Convoy has been dealt with in the most spectacular of fashions. The enemy has been defeated and shall not rise again. So yeah, not bad. I really like this Scholar. I think this Scholar is doing fairly well, although... Actually, I gotta take that back a little bit. Our overall damage is fairly anemic. So we're really gonna have to do something about that in the relatively short term. You know what? Let's do a shipyard defense. Why not? So we're going to actually see how this one turns out. And red alert. It worked. It worked and it's beautiful. So as you can see, we are not utilizing the normal star docks. We are using the Cardassian star docks, which are really cool. And I'm super happy about how well that turned out. Oh, that's gorgeous. being escorted today by the Infiltrator, which is, a random freighter, as well as the Benevolence, which is one of our frigates, squaring off against the KRC and the WVL. They really seem to like to work these two together. Now, I do fully believe that the KRC is more dangerous than the WVL. The WVL is, I'm not going to call it a disappointing class of ship, but it's old. It's really, really old. So it happens to have several significant drawbacks to it. Mainly, it just does not have enough power generation in order to handle most engagements. So, but yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous. They look so good, too. So much better than the original Stardocks. I may just go in and make sure that I change all of them. Although I don't quite know what I'm going to do with several of them. But that's not the point. That looks beautiful. I'm super happy about it. So we're going to just sort of give some time for this heavy cruiser. I do still need to charge my enveloping plasma torpedoes, which means his D-types or his G-types are probably also not ready. But I do want to sort of expand the range a little. Ooh, you are defended. That is unfortunate on several levels. A couple of missiles incoming. He's going to pick that up. And he's going to lob a single plasma torpedo off in their direction. Now, my plan, obviously, is to not be in front of him. So the other plan also has to be to hopefully get to him before he recloaks. Full power onto engines. So prepare the plasma torpedo bars. Oh, that's never going to make it. That was a terrible shot, my little friend. Fire the pseudos. You know what? That's just going to suck. Prepare the tractor beam. Oh, it was a fake. You faked me. How could you? Alright, so it was a fake plasma torpedo. He doesn't have anything actually ready to go. Fascinating. Well, on the bright side, that means that this is going to give me an opportunity to basically turn around and plow him with everything I've got. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. He started his turn, or his acceleration, so we're going to prepare our turn. We're going to get just enough to get the range on him. 3.5, that's what I wanted. And fire that. Gets up to speed. Now I am on a side in which we'll have a plasma torpedo in the very near future. He's just faking me out left, right, and center. I've never seen an AI be so intelligent. So they don't normally fake out their plasma torpedoes. Now, if I actually had a Wild Weasel, I probably would have used one by now, and I would have wasted it. So, good job there, sir. Marines, hi. If I wanted to steal his ship, I'd need to fight through 13. Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. Incoming plasma torpedo, set it to our stern, and maximum acceleration. It is an R, so it's extra doubly. See if I have the time to swap over all shield reinforcement to the aft, which, is not actually going to be all that much, because I'm putting all my power into, running. Running is proven to be a very good survival strategy. Especially with the range so long, this is still going to hurt a lot because it's a powerful torpedo. Yeah, as you can see, nearly tore off my entire aft ship. So he's lost most of his forward phases. He's lost his shuttle bay as well. That's going to be fairly important as we continue to move on through. By the way, what are you equipped with? Oh, you have plasma torpedoes. Also, I'm taking this excuse just to look at them. That's lovely. Alright, so we've got a fairly decent angle to come in on here from his stern. He doesn't have any shields back here, so I can cause quite a bit of damage. I'm actually really surprised the Lunas Duo hasn't cloaked by now. That really seems like, standard operating procedure for Romulans, but I suppose not. Get a good hit, and... Oh, it's faking me out. Dude, I very much approve of this very aggressive and intelligent multiple strategy of just trying to bait out your opponent into doing something stupid. I'm loving it. Keep doing it. It makes the fight harder, but it's fantastic. Although he's got to be running out pretty soon. He will have a G-type plasma torpedo to chuck my way in a fairly short period of time, so I'm going to extend the range out a little bit. Don't want to get too close as long as that's sort of a threat hanging over my head. We're going to start to slow back down to our charging speed because he's gone down to a speed of 8. He probably doesn't have power enough to do anything at this point. You are charging and will be deadly soon and have positioned yourself well. Got to give you lots of credit on that one. So he's actually in a really nasty position for me to try and deal with. Although he's starting to put me to his stern? Not quite sure what your plan is here, buddy. Ah, that was your plan. That's a good plan. Gotta give you credit for it. You do have a single R-type plasma torpedo ready. I don't want to give you an opportunity to fire it at me because that. Lovely. How are you doing? You are stuck. I'm gonna engage your buddy. Slow down speed time so I can think. I need Marines on the hidden runs. I want the plasma torpedo struck. And then you can go, back to full time. So, getting some Marines on target to start damaging it. See if I can get that destroyed before he actually has an ability to stop me from trying to kill him. We don't have much of a shield here, but we have some. If I can sort of maintain this turn here, that would be ideal. Is that going to be it? Oh no, the KRC still toughing it out. Surprisingly resilient for a Klingon design. Right forward shields are down thanks to his phasers. And he did actually manage to cause a little bit of nasty damage on us. Getting within range to get our phaser 3s involved as well. Starting to get more shots onto target. We want to kind of... Oh, shoot. Is that me or him? Crap. It's him. No, this is gonna hurt. Oh, we got the turn just in time. Oh, we didn't stop it from happening, but we reduced it from happening. So that was a really nice day. It knocked out one of our plasma torpedoes, a phaser 3 and a phaser 1. And it looks like, yeah, the KRC is now dead. Taken apart by the little guys. Are you guys gonna actually get involved in this fight? Because this is kind of important. Not gonna lie, I'm having a little bit of difficulty here. Maybe we can get the star bases to engage. Oh, they are. Alright, I'm on the other side of the ship. I'm a little bit surprised that you haven't done anything. Send in a pseudo. I don't have a pseudo. So, fire port side plasma. See how he reacts? He does crash stop. I will crash stop as well. I'm gonna believe it's real. Was it real? It was real. It was both real. We both did not bluff. Alrighty, so we managed to avoid that. That's going to be pretty important. And now that he's actually shown himself once again, the AI will start to actually act, which is good. Cut that. So now we're both starting to accelerate once again as we get back up to speed. I've got phasers. He also has 2 phasers. Oh no, 4 phasers. I forgot about them. So we're going to try and cause a little bit more havoc and damage onto him. So we need to prepare a tractor hold. And then... really what I want to do is just nail him with a whole bunch of plasma torpedoes and weak him on all sides. He's slow, he's difficult to maneuver, and I don't have another one of these, do I? I need that. So prepare the hydrogen. Can I make this turn? That's an important question. 88%, I'm going to try it. Yep. Okay, good. The ship works. There was a definite fear that we would not be able to pull that maneuver off. Hi, buddy. I'm going to fire everything I've got at you. Punching on through. Got some missiles on through. I'm going to let you go now because you have the ability to hurt me quite badly. And I don't want to be hurt all that badly. So he does have a starboard side plasma torpedo ready to go. His port side is starting to charge as well. He's dropped out of cloak, so now he's much more evasive and maneuverable. He has a lot more power to spare. So he's very deadly. He can probably turn on somebody and give them a lot of damage in a very short period of time. And my Wild Weasel isn't ready to go yet. Now, in part, that's my own fault. But you know what? Still is a very dangerous position to be in. We're going to lob a plasma torpedo soon-ish. Ooh, 2 more plasma torpedoes. I was hoping to shut down the system. Is that... no, that's definitely not going to be in time. His shuttle bay is now dead, so there is that. There will be no more Wild Weasels from him. But I've got a shot now. Last plasma torpedo. Alright, so he is badly damaged. We've knocked out another system. I do have my Wild Weasel ready to go, but he really doesn't have much in the way of defense anymore. So we have him mostly dead Marines. If you wanted to steal this boat, you'd have to kill 4 people. Unfortunately, our transporters are not quite in full working order, so we're going to need to weaken them a little bit more. Cascade failure. Send in the Marines. Alright, give me some distance from this guy. I don't care to fight him anymore. Hopefully we'll actually manage to capture before that happens. But yeah, there are beautiful star docks. So very powerful and lovely. Oh, that is really good. That is really good looking. I have made sure that all the star bases, battle stations, and star docks were changed for the Cardassians. And one of the things was I kind of felt a little bit sad because most people wouldn't ever be able to see them. But hey, we had an excellent opportunity to show it off, and I'm super happy about it. They are very lovely. I think they're from Armada 2. I can't be sure, but those are some phenomenal models. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alrighty. I'm not actually sure how you're supposed to build a ship in there, considering there's a big thing in the middle. But hey, I imagine the Cardassians might build one top, one bottom. That'll be an additional... wow, a lot of prestige on that one. A full 700. Not bad at all. That'll also give us a promotion. We've got 2460 not Seabills, but prestige. So that'll put us in a position to buy a new ship when one comes out. The CAP is the Star Cruiser, which I'm not certain I want to get. I mean, the 2Gs, I need a little bit more power than that one before I want to switch in. Like this, a full-inch CC, which happens to have 2 of those PPDs, so that would be really helpful. But that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe before I see a notification every time I post one of these videos. Press the little bell icon, leave a comment, and make sure you join us for the streams on Wednesdays and Fridays, or Wednesdays and Saturdays, sorry. At 5 o'clock, we play a game called Rogue Tech Apollo's Vipers, a clan playthrough, which is really interesting. If you don't know what that is, go check out the VODs. I think you'll have a lot of fun with them. And I will see you all in the next episode.